The universe was spoken into existence. Its existence is logical and analytical. The structure of the universe is coherent and can be established by logical deduction. The universe is information or meta-information. It can be deduced from information, that is, if we create a postulate, or an axiom, if it is a logical concept, it will generate propositions that will give us a clear and true understanding of the word. A truth always leads to other truths. If the world was not logical, logic could not lead us to the truth. Indeed, there would be no truth, because there is no truth that is not logical and basically, in its totally, a tautological proposition. The truth validates itself by its own coherence. The truth invalidates statements by their incoherence, their contradictions to themselves. Such as the proposition, there are no metaphysical truths. The claim is a self-contradiction or oxymoron. But what does the Bible say about Adam and Eve? Genesis 1 verses 24 to 31. And God said, Let the earth bring forth the living creature after his kind, cattle, and creeping thing, and beast of the earth after his kind, and it was so. And God made the beast of the earth after his kind, and cattle after their kind, and everything that creepeth upon the earth after his kind, and God saw that it was good. And God said, Let us make man in our image, after our likeness, and let them have dominion over the fish of the sea, and over the fowl of the air, and over the cattle, and over all the earth, and over every creeping thing that creepeth upon the earth. So God created man in his own image, in the image of God created he him, male and female created he them. And God blessed them, and God said unto them, Be fruitful, and multiply, and replenish the earth, and subdue it, and have dominion over the fish of the sea, and over the fowl of the air, and over every living thing that moveth upon the earth. And God said, Behold, I have given you every herb-bearing seed, which is upon the face of all the earth, and every tree, in the which is the fruit of a tree yielding seed, to you it shall be for meat. And to every beast of the earth, and to every fowl of the air, and to every thing that creepeth upon the earth, wherein there is life, I have given every green herb for meat, and it was so. And God saw everything that he had made, and, behold, it was very good. And the evening and the morning were the sixth day. Genesis 2 verses 1 to 9. Thus the heavens and the earth were finished, and all the host of them. And on the seventh day God ended his work which he had made, and he rested on the seventh day from all his work which he had made. And God blessed the seventh day, and sanctified it, because that in it he had rested from all his work which God created and made. These are the generations of the heavens and of the earth when they were created, in the day that the Lord God made the earth and the heavens, and every plant of the field before it was in the earth, and every herb of the field before it grew, for the Lord God had not caused it to rain upon the earth, and there was not a man to till the ground. But there went up a mist from the earth, and watered the whole face of the ground. And the Lord God formed man of the dust of the ground, and breathed into his nostrils the breath of life, and man became a living soul. And the Lord God planted a garden eastward in Eden, and there he put the man whom he had formed. And out of the ground made the Lord God to grow every tree that is pleasant to the sight, and good for food, the tree of life also in the midst of the garden, and the tree of knowledge of good and evil. So, we see that God created everything but man and called it good. Then later, on the sixth, God decided to make man in his own image, but instead of speaking man into being, he creates him from a combination of spittle and dust, reflecting Adam's flesh and spirit nature. He never says man is good and indeed plants a garden and in it he places the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. This tree represents information, but it also represents a different dynamic. This knowledge would put man on a different footing, vis-a-vis God. The death of Adam represents a loss of an identity. But God sees that Adam is incomplete. God created the universe and all in it, and it was good. On the sixth day God even created all life on the planet, and he saw that it was good. Then he decided to create man, as Adam, but God never declared this creation was good. It is true that God said everything that he had created, after he had created them, male and female, was very good, but this is after the sixth. Genesis 2 verses 18 to 23. And the Lord God said, It is not good that the man should be alone, I will make him an helpmeet for him. And out of the ground the Lord God formed every beast of the field, and every fowl of the air, and brought them unto Adam to see what he would call them, and whatsoever Adam called every living creature, that was the name thereof. And Adam gave names to all cattle, and to the fowl of the air, and to every beast of the field, but for Adam there was not found an helpmeet for him. And the Lord God caused a deep sleep to fall upon Adam, and he slept, and he took one of his ribs, and closed up the flesh instead thereof, and the rib, which the Lord God had taken from man, made he a woman, and brought her unto the man. And Adam said, This is now bone of my bones, and flesh of my flesh, she shall be called woman, because she was taken out of man. It seems that man was created in the afternoon of the sixth. But God did not declare this to be good. We can speculate that the events of Genesis 2, 5-9 and 18-23 took place in the afternoon of the sixth. God creates Adam and then the Garden of Eden. Adam named the beasts and God causes plants to grow. But God also sees Adam is not complete. In Genesis 1 verses 24-31 the sixth day is talked about in detail. In the completed version or more detailed history, God creates both Adam and Eve and declares this final completion, very good. Eve is the final creation of God. The earth and all that composes it, was made good. Adam was made from the earth, with the breath of life breathed into him by God. Yet God saw this new creation as incomplete. In Genesis 2 verse 20 God sees there is no helpmate for Adam. So, he creates Eve as his final creation. She is made out of Adam, so she is the final perfect creation. Eve is declared a helpmate and is under Adam. So, she is perfect in her completion of Adam. We see this alluded to when he blames Adam and the devil for the fall. Eve's role is to help Adam as the head. As the head the responsibility for doing right, falls on Adam. Even when Adam and Eve were under the scrutiny of God, after eating of the tree of knowledge of good and evil, it was Satan and Adam on who God's judgment fell. Genesis 3 verses 9-19 And the Lord God called unto Adam, and said unto him, Where art thou? And he said, I heard thy voice in the garden, and I was afraid, because I was naked, and I hid myself. And he said, Who told thee that thou wast naked? Hast thou eaten of the tree, whereof I commanded thee that thou shouldest not eat? And the man said, The woman whom thou gavest to be with me, she gave me of the tree, and I did eat. And the Lord God said unto the woman, What is this that thou hast done? And the woman said, The serpent beguiled me, and I did eat. And the Lord God said unto the serpent, Because thou hast done this, thou art cursed above all cattle, and above every beast of the field, upon thy belly shalt thou go, and dust shalt thou eat all the days of thy life. And I will put enmity between thee and the woman, and between thy seed and her seed, it shall bruise thy head, and thou shalt bruise his heel. Unto the woman he said, I will greatly multiply thy sorrow and thy conception, in sorrow thou shalt bring forth children, and thy desire shall be to thy husband, and he shall rule over thee. And unto Adam he said, Because thou hast hearkened unto the voice of thy wife, and hast eaten of the tree, of which I commanded thee, saying, Thou shalt not eat of it, cursed is the ground for thy sake, in sorrow shalt thou eat of it all the days of thy life, thorns also and thistles shall it bring forth to thee, and thou shalt eat the herb of the field, in the sweat of thy face shalt thou eat bread, till thou return unto the ground. For out of it wast thou taken, for dust thou art, and unto dust shalt thou return. The woman is told by God that he will greatly multiply her sorrow and in sorrow she will bring forth children. This is less of a curse on her as an indictment of the situation she helped bring about. It is Adam and Satan on who the curse falls. This suggests that Adam's headship means the sins of the woman fall on the man, not the woman. This teaching opens up another possibility. The man must work for his salvation by creating the church. In his union with the woman, he is good, but the union is an active one in which the man, with the help of the woman, builds the church. If he fails in this and in his leadership role, then the relationship is dissolved, and the man is no longer good and no longer able to fulfill his headship role. The point is, Adam must work and fulfill his role, to be good in the eyes of God. He is good only in the context of his role as the head of the house. The woman, in comparison, is his helpmate. The man is the head of the house. If the woman fails, that is on the man. If the woman fails, that is a sign of the failure or the man. The failure of the woman is part of the man's failure. But the failure of the man is on his own head. The man must generate value, this is done in work, and it results in the building of the church. But the church is not just a thing, it is a society, a civilization, and indeed, it is in the universal church, and global empire. The church, in its ultimate form, is a theocracy, and this is a worldwide entity created when men and women, under the leadership of men, fulfill their respective roles. This can be measured in the value that is added to this construct, through work. Work generates value and value can be measured. This not only tells us of the amount the individual contributes, but the rate at which all Christians contribute to the building up of the church.